Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. About years ago, my friend Denise, she purchased a new wok, but she didn't use her wok for quite some time. The reason that she found it just difficult to get going because she was not used to using a wok. As she said initially, cooking a wok seems to be intimidating because there are a lot of things she has to worry about, all the way from prepping the ingredients to actually control the heat and how to stir fry. So she gave me a call. She told me that she needs some help. She wants some very simple recipe that will allow her to get going with the wok. One thing she said she would really like to learn how to cook is to cook shrimp. She loves shrimp, but she never ever cooked shrimp at home because they never seem to turn out quite right. When I asked her what else she would like to cook, she said that she definitely would like to cook something like scrambled egg in the wok. So when I put two of them together, I come up with this dish that she can cook shrimp with egg in the wok, and it takes only about 5 minutes. This is so simple that I'm sure that she would not go wrong with it. For this dish, the ingredients are very simple. All you need is some eggs, of course, and you need some shrimps. And I'm going to use some edamame to make the dish more interesting. Now, of course, you know that my YouTube channel is to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. Use my fast cooking system. And the word FAST is the acronym for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. As I have mentioned in my earlier video, advanced prepping is an important part of my cooking system. This is what makes home cooking efficient. But if you have not started advanced prepping, don't worry, because in this video, this dish do not require advanced prepping at all. First of all, you need some frozen shrimp. Basically, you can use any shrimp you like, small, medium, or large, as long as they are shellless. I strongly recommend you use raw shrimp rather than pre-cooked shrimp. You will get much better flavor with the raw shrimp. Today, almost all the shrimp that you purchase are individually frozen. All you have to do is to rinse them in cold water for about 3 to 5 minutes, and they will be thawed and ready to use. The shrimp that I used in cooking this dish are raw shrimp. They are shellless, they are deveined, and they are also tailless. I'm going to show you how to cook this dish in 2 separate steps. The first step is to shallow fry the shrimp. The reason for using this particular method is that this will guarantee the shrimp will turn out to be just perfectly cooked. Using this method, you will never overcook the shrimp, and the texture will be just perfect. And the first thing you need to do after you thaw out the shrimp is to dry them as much as possible. In my case, I tap them against a piece of sponge cloth, or you can just use a paper towel to dry them. Now, this step is really important. That is to coat the shrimp with cornstarch. Now, in my case, I'm not only just coating the shrimp with cornstarch, I'm also going to add some seasoning agents with it. I am using approximately 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. You can use more or less depending on how much you want the shrimp to have that layer of breading. The seasoning is entirely optional, as well as you can pick whatever the seasoning that you would like to use. I used the seasoning agent from my masala daba, which contains 7 of my most frequently used seasoning agents. The masala daba is very convenient because once I open up its cover, all of the 7 seasoning agents are available to me instantly. So in this case, I'm using half teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, a half teaspoon of lemon pepper, quarter teaspoon of garlic powder, and quarter teaspoon of paprika. I use a pair of chopsticks to mix everything well, and I find that the chopstick probably is the most effective way to do this job. But of course, you can use a fork as well. So I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of canola oil in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I heat up the wok for about 30 seconds before I add the cooking oil. Now, this part of the process, particularly if you are new to stir frying, you should pay special attention. I'm going to season the wok with my spot seasoning method to create a non-stick cooked surface. Now, if you are not familiar with this method, you can take a look at this video. You will find the link to this video by clicking that info icon at the top right-hand corner. So this is what you need to do. You heat up the oil and you watch it carefully until the oil starts to smoke very gently, and then the next step is that you either turn down the heat to low or you shut off the heat completely, depending on your stove. And you let the oil to smoke for another 15 seconds, and this is a time when the wok is being seasoned. And now you turn the heat back to medium. You are ready to add the shrimp to the wok. And now what you do is that you add the shrimp one by one to the surface of the wok. It would be nice if you have a pair of tongs, particularly a pair of tongs with a long handle, because this will keep your hands off of a safe distance from the heat. If not, you can use the wok spatula to lay the shrimp on the surface of the wok and then spread them out. This method is refers to shallow frying. Basically what you're doing is that you fry the shrimp on one side first and then you flip it over to fry the other side. The method essentially is the same as deep frying, except in this case you only need to use a very small amount of cooking oil. It takes only about 30 seconds to fry one side of the shrimp. And then you turn the shrimp around to fry the other side. These are the type of tongs that I use. I prefer them with metal tips. This comes a set of 2, a 16-inch one and a 14-inch one. Again, it only takes about 30 seconds to fry the other side. You want to fry them to a slight golden brown color. This method is excellent for cooking the shrimp in keeping them moist and tender inside. The cornstarch will provide a slight crispy breading, and the seasoning will give the shrimp some better flavor. As you can see here, I do not use that many shrimps because I'm using the shrimp more as a condiment rather than main ingredients. Cooking the shrimp is really fast. It takes only about 2 minutes. I remove the shrimp from the wok and I set them aside, which I'm going to combine it with the egg after I cook the eggs. Okay, before I show you how to cook the eggs, let's tell you a little bit about how I'm going to season the egg as well. I'm going to cook this dish with 6 eggs, but I'm going to season the egg first. Again, I'm going to use the seasoning agents from my masala dabur. I'm going to use half teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, a quarter teaspoon of lemon pepper, quarter teaspoon of garlic powder, quarter teaspoon of ginger powder, and quarter teaspoon of paprika. The use of these seasoning agents is completely optional. You can either go without seasoning it at all, or you can just season it with salt and pepper. After I beat up the eggs, I am now ready to cook. I turn the stove back to high. So okay, now we are ready to cook the egg. Now the wok has already been seasoned from cooking the shrimp. So I'm going to just add a little bit more oil and I pour the egg directly into the wok. Before you add the egg to the wok, you want the oil to be as hot as possible. As in this case, you notice that as soon as I pour the egg into the wok, the egg starts to bubble. Right there, I'm going to add about half cup of frozen edamame. Again, this is completely optional. You can omit it, or you can add other frozen vegetables, such as a frozen vegetable mix or frozen sweet corn. You don't want to add too much because it might overwhelm the dish. And instead of simply scramble the egg, I fold the egg over each other. This allows me to cook the egg that it will have a texture of an omelette, and for this reason this particular type of dish, frequently known as scrambled. Since the edamame is already cooked, all it takes is to have it warm up. For this dish to be cooked successfully, the wok has to have good non-stick property so that the egg will not stick to the wok. The wok is perfect for cooking this type of dishes because you have a lot of room to stir fry the content. And you don't have to worry about things from spilling over. In my case, I like the egg to be relatively soft in the middle. So now I am ready. I'm going to add the shrimp to the wok. With a few quick mix, the dish is ready to be served. The total cook time of this dish is a little bit over 6 minutes. This is one of those dishes that are only very few things that could go wrong. And the way how the shrimp is being cooked, it is almost guaranteed that it will turn out great. This final step is completely optional, but I'm going to garnish the dish with some hoisin sauce. So if you are new to stir fry and you would like to get your hands on a dish that is easy to make and that will always turn out great, this will be one dish to try. I post a video each day to help you to adopt my fast cooking system so that you can make home cooking as part of your daily routine. And if you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.